Hi everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to teach about how to configure an inbuilt LED on STM32F411RE microcontroller. So the previous video we had covered the internal architecture about the STM32F411RE. So in this video, it is going to be the hands-on session. So if you are new to this microcontroller, here it is a very good start. Okay, in this session, I'm going to teach how to configure an inbuilt LED using a special function register. We can also write a code for this, but in this session is only going to be the using SFRs, which is a special function registers. Okay, let's go to the hands-on session. Okay, let's go to the hands-on session. So first of all, we have to go to the code and using any softwares. Let's start with the basic procedure. There is a very common three basic procedure to configure this one. So first of all, you have to check GPIO open. So just think, I have one LED right now. So I have one LED in my hand. So there is a two pin is there. One is the data pin, one is going to be connected to the ground pin. So this LED is going to be controlled by pin. So that is called by a GPIO pin. So in this STM32F411RE microcontroller, it has an inbuilt LED. So we cannot see how it has to be connected with. So we have to found it has connected with which GPIO port. Okay. So I'm going to show that this is the STM32F411RE microcontroller. So here it is a pin diagram. So in hardware part, how it's going to be look. So this is our STM32F411RE microcontroller. Here we are going to configure the LED 2. So there is LED 1 and 3 is that is a default LED, but we are going to configure only the LED 2. Okay, I will show that. So it's how we are going to configure it. So first of all, we have to check it has connected with G. So I already told if it is an LED, we are going to check, we have to check it has connected with which GPIO port in the internal architecture. So for that, I'm going to check the schematic diagram. So if you want to configure any of the microcontroller, first of all, you have need a data sheet and reference manual, schematic diagram. So everything you have to download it. So for this STM32F411RE microcontroller, you have to go on ST Microelectronics website and you can download all the data sheets and what are the stuffs which you need, and you go and download that. So I already downloaded, so everything which I need I'm showing right now. So this is the schematic diagram for to configure to LED 2. So here you can see the LED 2. So you can visibly see it is connected with which GPIO port, but you cannot see in that direct microcontroller. So for that, I just open here. So this LED 2 is connected with port A of 5th pin. So the first procedure is completed. So it is connected with GPIO of 5th pin. Okay. Second, what you're going to do is here, you have to go to the data sheet. Okay. In this data sheet, you can see the internal architecture. Okay. So externally, you can see the external peripherals only, like an LED, push button. So like that, pin diagrams, pin outs, like that only. So in this internal architecture, you can visibly see each and every peripherals and each GPIO port it is connected with where. So you can visibly see here. So here, what I'm going to do is, I just found it. It is connected with port A of, it is connected with port A of 5th pin. So port A, which stands for GPIO A. So here we can see GPIO A is here. So here what I am going to check is it is connected with which bus. So normally it is a bus, means it is going to transfer the data from one place to another place normally. So same things which is going to perform by here. So it is connected with AHB1. It is called as an advanced high bus. So another bus is there, that is an advanced peripheral. If it is a bus which is connected with any of the peripherals, would be like an UART, SPI. These are the communication protocols, timers. So these are the peripheral that is connected with ABP, that is called as an advanced peripheral bus. So here our need is GPIO is connected with AHB1 bus. First procedure is completed. And we are going to enable your specific GPIO A using some special function register. So this embedded is full and fully of special function registers. So for that, how I am going to enable each of the every peripheral using special function registers. For that, you need a reference manual. So now I'm going to the reference manual. Here you can visibly see. So for every peripherals, for GPIO, timers, and whatever it could be, it has some special function registers. So here, if you want to configure, if you want to enable, so our purpose is same. So I'm going to configure GPIO A using this AHB1. So for that, I'm going to go to the reference manual and go to the RCC register. So if it is a bus, you have directly go to this RCC register. We can see every bus is there. Every bus registers is present here. So it is connected with AHB1 ENR. So in this, I'm going to enable the GPIO A. It is connected with GPIO A of 5th pin. So first of all, I have to enable this. So here up to we are completed the very first procedure. And second thing, what you are going to do is, we found that it is connected with GPIO port. And second thing, we have to implement the function. We know it is going to perform as an LED, but how that microcontroller know? So using that register and enabling mode, we are going to implement the function. So very second procedure is you are going to implement your function. So normally this GPIO pins as common for function. One is going to perform as an input and output and alternative function analog. Normally if it is in GPIO, name itself it has in general purpose input output. So our LED is going to perform as an output. Okay. For that, where I'm going to go is, I'm going to the moda register. So if you want to implement the function, so what your GPIO mode is going to perform, for that you are go to the moda. So which mode it is going to be performed. So go to the moda register, and here same 4 thing is there. So here what I'm going to enable is 0, 1 I'm going to enable. Where I'm going to enable it, I'm going to enable 0, 1 in the mode R5. So it is PA5. So for that, I'm going to enable here mode R5 0, 1. So second procedure is also completed. And third one is you are going to give the output data register. So we are up to we implement the function. First we found that pin and implement the function. You're going to perform as an output. Finally, we are going to get the data. Okay, right. So for that, I'm going to go to the output data register. So here I can see output data register is there. In the same GPIO, we can see here it is an output data register. Here I'm going to enable the mode of 5. Okay. If I enable it, your LED is going to be turned off. Okay, let's do with STM32CUBEIDE. So previous video I just covered how to install your STM32CUBEIDE. So if you want to download that, go and watch and download. Okay, I just already opened that. So how to create a new project? So go to the file and give new. Here you can see the STM32 project. Now I choose board selector. Now I choose the board selector, and here we are going to use a Nucleo F411RE microcontroller. So the board name is Nucleo F411RE. So I just pick it that microcontroller and select here and give next. So here you have to type your project name. So I'm going to type LED using SFR, so special function register. So I just return this name and give it as empty. So in this hands-on, we are going to write the program. So here you have to give it as empty. So in this project, in this hands-on session, we are going to write the program using direct register manipulations. So okay, so for that I just give it as empty and finish it. Okay, now our project has created. So here we have to go to the main.c. So I just select the main.c. So after I open this one, we are not going to deploy in this programming part. We are going to only do using SFRs only. So for that, what I am going to do is I just go to this window, show in view, and here you can see the SFRs. So which is for a special function register. As by the procedure we have seen, so there is a 3 procedure. So we are going to implement here in this special function register. We are going to implement the procedure step 1, step 2, step 3 here. So before going to configure is I am going to connect my STM32 with my PC. So you can see here there is no bit has to be enabled like 0 or 1. So for that, first of all, you have to debug it to make sure there is a so the project is so here you can see the debugger option. Here you have to enable the ST-Link, which tends to be connection between the STM32F411RE microcontroller to the PC. So just enable and scan it. So after you just enable the serial via view and apply and debug. So after we make a debug, you can see special function registers all are being enabled. So okay, just waiting for deeper connection. So now go to the SFRs. So here now we can visibly see. So I just hide this part and only showing this one. So visibly you can see 000, and when I click GPIO-A, that port only enabled. So others are disabled mode. So as by the procedure, you have to go to the RCC and using AHB1ENR, giving the clock access, you are going to enable this GPIO-A. So I just clicked here and here I am going to enable it. So in this data sheet, we had seen, so in this reference manual, I just open that reference manual, go to the RCC register. In this RCC register, you can see the AHB1 ENR is there. So in this AHB1 ENR, this is the GPIO enable mode. As here present, here GPIO enable. So you have to enable this one. So what the procedure is? So you can see here, if you want to enable the GPIO-A, you have to give the 1. Okay, using that clock access AHB1ENR. So if you give 1, your GPIO-A has to be enabled. If you give 0, your clock has to be disabled. So you can't able to enable that specific GPIO-A. So now I'm going to give 1 here. So only 2 things only can do. One, it is going to be disabled, and another one you are going to be enabled. So now I enabled. The second procedure is you have to implement the function, right? What the function is going to be performed. So for that, I'm going to implement the output data register. So as by in the data sheet and this reference manual. So go to the GPI open. Go to the MODA register. In this MODA register, there is a 4 functionalities there. One is input, output, alternative, and analog. So now I'm going to enable this 0 band output mode register. So in the 01 has to be enabled in this place, mode R5. 01 I'm going to enable here. So for that, you have to go to the GPIO-A. So in this GPIO-A, you can see the modar. In this modar, it has a 5th modar 5 we are going to enable as 01. So you can see 0, 1 you are going to enable in this place. So for that I'm going to enable 0 already present here. I'm going to enable as 1. Second procedure is completed. And third one you are going to enable the output data register. You are going to operate here your LED. So your LED is pin. It is going to be operated by GPIO pin. This is the output data register. You can see. You can now watch that microcontroller visibly. So the LED is going to be turned on and turned off. Here you have to enable the output data register of 5. Same. You can see same GPIO pin. There is output data register. In this output data register, you have to enable the 5th one. So GPIO A, 5th one, the LED has to be connected with. So for that, I'm going to enable this ODR5. So I'm going to enable it have 1. When I'm going to enable it as 1, the LED is going to be turned off. When I disabled here, the LED is going to be turned off. So you can see visibly now the LED is blinking. So other red light, it is also LED, but it is a normal LED. So this is the our target to configure this one. If I now give 0, the LED is going to be turned off. So this is how you are going to configure your. So in this video, we had covered how to configure your LED using special function register only. So, and in this video, we had covered how to configure Inbuild LED using special function register. And I hope you had enjoyed this session. And that upcoming video, we are going to cover how to configure this using program, embedded C program. I hope you guys this video is going to be really helpful. And if you think it is really helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe the channel. And thank you. See you on the next video.